Welcome to Screen Hollywood, the home of movie news and entertainment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Alright, what's up everyone? Adam here for Screen Hollywood. If you're new here, join the Hollywood family and hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and hype button. Also, bookmark and subscribe to our international news publication at screenhollywood.com. Today, we are diving headfirst into one of the most anticipated, and I think one of the most divisive releases of the year, Edgar Wright's reboot of The Running Man. Now, I went into this movie with some serious expectations. You've got a genius director in Edgar Wright. You have one of the biggest rising stars on the planet in Glen Powell, and you have the source material of a classic, brutal Stephen King novella. The ingredients are all there for something spectacular. I went to see this with my Screen Hollywood colleague, one of our authors, Debbie, whose review you might have already seen on the site. And to put it mildly, she wasn't a huge fan. She found it a bit hollow, a bit of an inferior remake. And while I walked out of the theater with a very different perspective, I completely understand where she's coming from. Because this film is a strange, fascinating, and incredibly contradictory beast. Is it a thrilling, revolutionary masterpiece? Or is it a simple popcorn flick that you've kind of seen before? The crazy thing is, it might be both. So, let's get right into it. The basic premise is the same one we know and love. In a dystopian future ruled by corporate greed and a public sedated by violent reality TV, a framed man named Ben Richards is forced to compete in a deadly game show where he's hunted by celebrity killers for the entertainment of the masses. But right off the bat, this version makes a crucial distinction from the iconic 1987 Schwarzenegger movie. Director Edgar Wright and his co-writer Michael Bacall have thrown the campy, satirical tone of the Arnie film out the window and have gone straight back to the source, Stephen King's dark, gritty, and relentlessly angry novella. And folks, I'm telling you, this is a faithful adaptation. This is Edgar Wright's best film to date, and it is easily one of the most viciously anti-establishment movies to come from a major studio in decades. The world building here is just phenomenal. This isn't some far-flung, unbelievable future. It's a terrifyingly recognizable reflection of our own world, just with the volume turned up to 11. We're talking about a society plagued by racism, sexism, and the complete erosion of civil rights. A government that's been totally consumed by corporate oligarchs who run the world like giant techno-fascist company towns. The ruling class are these grotesque carnival barkers, putting on these vulgar shows for the masses while hoarding all the wealth. Sound familiar? The film does not pull its punches. It looks you dead in the eye and says, this dystopian nightmare, we're already on the off-ramp. And that's what makes it so thrilling. It feels less like a warning and more like a call to action. And leading that call is Glen Powell as Ben Richards. Let's talk about Powell for a second. The man has been on the verge of true marquee name stardom for a few years now, and this is his best lead performance yet. He sheds the smirking charm we saw in Top Gun Maverick and gives us a raw, furious, and deeply human hero. Is this his unofficial audition for Batman? You bet it is. He has the intensity, the physicality, and the simmering rage down perfectly. He convinced me. But the real brilliance of the character, and the film's message, is that Richards refuses to be a chosen one. He openly says he's not a leader. He's not special. He's just a regular guy pushed too far, fighting to survive. And in doing so, his fight becomes a symbol that ignites a revolution for everyone else. The film's message is blunt and powerful. The system wants you to run so they can chase you. Because as long as you're running away, you won't think to turn around and start chasing them. This movie is a klaxon call for revolution in a way I haven't seen since Fight Club. Now, here's where things get complicated, and where my review starts to diverge from the high-minded praises and aligns a little more with Debbie's skepticism. For all of its deep political messaging and its incredible thematic weight, the film is also a surprisingly easy watch. And as I was sitting there, I couldn't shake one thought from my head. I've seen this movie before. And I don't mean the 1987 original. I'm talking about the 2009 Gerard Butler movie, Gamer. I have no idea if Edgar Wright was inspired by it, but the parallels are uncanny. A framed hero forced into a live-action, human-controlled death game, broadcast to the world, all orchestrated by a maniacal tech genius villain, played here perfectly by a scenery-chewing Josh Brolin, whereas the Gamer villain was Dexter's Michael C. Hall. The structure, the action, the cinematography, the core conflict, it felt incredibly similar. And because of that, a lot of the narrative beats felt predictable. So you have this strange conflict happening on screen. On one hand, your brain is processing this incredibly potent, relevant political commentary. But on the other hand, you're watching a plot that feels like a very straightforward, almost generic action flick. And that's why I understand Debbie's viewpoint. If you strip away the heavy themes, what you're left with is an incredibly well-made, but ultimately very simple, popcorn movie. It's a fantastic Friday night flick. It's exciting, the action is visceral, and the cast is stacked. I mean, you have the always brilliant Coleman Domingo as the game show host, plus Katie O'Brien, Michael Cera, William H. Macy. It's an incredible ensemble. But is it a movie you desperately need to see on the big screen? For me, the answer is no. This is the absolute epitome of a movie that you can wait to watch on streaming. It's a great time, it's an easy watch, but it doesn't have that cinematic urgency that demands the full theater experience, unless you are a die-hard Edgar Wright or Stephen King fan. That's not a knock, by the way. Sometimes a great, straightforward action movie is exactly what you want. But I think the marketing, which is focused so heavily on it being this deep, faithful Stephen King adaptation, might set the wrong expectations for some people who are just looking for a fun night at the movies. So where does that leave us? The Running Man is currently projected to open to around $25 to $30 million, which is solid, but it's facing stiff competition from the new Predator movie and the third Now You See Me. I think the Stephen King brand and the nostalgia for the original will help it with older audiences, and Glen Powell's star power will bring in his fans. I truly believe the word of mouth will be what makes or breaks this film, and I suspect it's going to be just as divided as the opinions between me and Debbie. The link to her article is in the comments of this video. Check it out. Let us know if you agree with her review or mine. Ultimately, my final verdict is this. Edgar Wright has crafted a genuinely thrilling and thematically brilliant film that honors the rage of Stephen King's novel. It's a rousing, powerful call for courage in the face of tyranny. But at the same time, it's a simple, predictable action movie that borrows heavily from other films in the genre. It's a film that wants to be both a revolutionary manifesto and an easy-to-digest popcorn flick. And while it doesn't always succeed in balancing those two identities, I have to admire the hell out of it for trying. I absolutely recommend you see this film. Your ticket money will be well spent. But temper your expectations. Don't go in expecting a complex, surprising narrative. Go in expecting a powerful message wrapped in a familiar but incredibly entertaining package. So, what do you guys think? Are you planning a run to the cinema to see it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you agree with me, or are you on Team Debbie with this one? As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more reviews from Screen Hollywood. Thanks for watching.